So the Bersa Thunder 22 has recently become one of my favorite pistols along with my Smith & Wesson Model 59. I just adore this pistol. I've always wanted this style, sort of a PPK style pistol that's chambered in 22 long rifle. It's just always an idea that's fascinated me, and I had a very bad experience with a Walther PPK in 22 a few times, and this was just such a breath of fresh air, and this pistol is steadfastly reliable. Adore this thing. But I took it to the range today, and now it is a bit dirty, and so we're going to clean it. So the first step is to, of course, remove the magazine and check to ensure that the chamber is empty, which it is. Now, most Bersa Thunders have a magazine disconnect, which means that the trigger will not pull without the magazine in. Needless to say, I have disabled that on mine, which is very easy to do. You just pop this panel, remove one bar. There's a piece in here that you'll see poking out here if you have a standard Bersa Thunder 380 or 22. It's very easy to do. There are a few tutorials on YouTube for it, and if I ever get a threaded barrel model, I'll just go ahead and make that video as well. But now that the pistol is clear, what we're going to do is rotate this lever forward, and then similar to a PPK or a Makarov, bring the slide all the way back, lift up, and go forward. And now we have both halves of the pistol. I'm also going to remove our recoil spring as well, which, if you watched my Walther PPK video, the Bersa Thunder 22 recoil spring is about twice the length of the Walther PPK 380 recoil spring. And honestly, this spring is not that much lighter than it, which is probably the reason why this pistol prefers hot ammo and why the Walther does not function. But that's a story for another time. Go watch that Walther video if you're interested in that. So, what I'm going to do is do a basic cleaning of this pistol. And I'm just showing you guys how I do it. Different people clean and maintain guns different ways. For one, I clean my pistols every time that I go to the range with them. Because of that, the crud that I have to deal with in the pistol is usually very, very minor. So the first step that I do is I just take an old t-shirt or something like this. This is one of my shop rags, you could say. And I just start wiping down the carbon on the inside of the pistol. I mean, look at that. There's a lot of crud in there already. Shot a good bit actually through this gun, like a few hundred rounds, 22 through it today. Had a grand total of 0 failures, not even a light strike or anything like that, which is why if I was going to carry a 22 pistol, honestly guys, this would be it. If you told me I had to carry a 22 caliber pistol, I would have no issues whatsoever trusting my life with this pistol. So I just go through, get most of the crud and carbon that I can, and pistols like this, or my Model 59, where you have some tight areas here, I will use a tool like this. You can also use a flathead screwdriver or something similar, but what I do is I wrap it in a t-shirt or something like that to keep it from marring up the gun too much, and I will just wipe it in there, and it helps to get some of the crud out of the really tight areas that I can't reach. And it is incredibly helpful, especially on a 22 like this where the breech goes. I can just go in and, I mean, look at that. I can just go in and get some of the crud out from the tight areas that I can't reach otherwise. And it's something I don't really see a lot of people talk about. I know there are tools, there are picks and other tools like that, but I don't have a lot of specialized tools for guns. I just have what I have, and I make it work. And honestly, I haven't had to buy a lot of specialized tools. So I'm going to do the same thing with the frame, just wipe down a lot of the parts like the frame rails, especially this feed ramp here. You really have to pay attention to feed ramps on pistols, guys, because if you have an excessive buildup of carbon and crud on a feed ramp, the slide is having to shove the projectile, the cartridge, past all that, or through all that, more specifically, and it just makes it more difficult for the gun to function. It's a lot more important in something like a 2011 with very light springs, or in a pistol like this, which is just a 22. And even though that is a fairly longer spring like I was talking about, and it's actually pretty stiff, you're still talking about a 22 spring, and it may not always be able to overcome all that carbon in there, which is why I try to keep at least the feed ramp on this pistol very clean. Same thing with the breech face too. You can kind of just scrub in there and get a lot of the carbon and debris and stuff out of there. So now that the frame is pretty much clean, satisfactory, I'm going to worry about the barrel. And what I do with the barrel, different people do different things. I'm just showing you what I do. I will take a appropriately sized brush. In this case, this is a 22 caliber, just pretty hard bristle brush. And I will bring it through the breech end forward, all the way forward, just a couple times. And I don't know if you can see in the video down there, but this barrel is fairly clean even after all that. So I'm going to leave it alone for now and just wipe off the front again, because sometimes some crud comes out of the front. And the pistol is, for my intents and purposes, pretty clean. So now we're going to worry about lubrication. Now, different people use different things. I use 5W30 motor oil. I've never once had a problem with it. It's never failed me in 4 years. I'm going to put a little bit on the barrel here, and I'm just going to wipe it into the barrel just to lightly lubricate the front of the barrel. Now we're going to put our recoil spring back in. There's two sides to this recoil spring. There's a larger diameter side and a thinner diameter side. I'm going to put the thinner side in first. Now I'm going to lightly lubricate these rails, and on some pistols I'll put them directly on the rails. On this pistol I actually prefer to put them on the slide first, just because I don't want to have excessive lubrication on a 22 pistol, because 22 is so dirty. So what I do is I'll take that same hunk of t-shirt, I'll put a little bit of oil there, and I will take that little patch and I will run it along these rail sections. You see just how much already that is kind of dirty with it, with the motor oil going in contact with those parts. Just apply a light coat of oil there, maybe a tiny little bit on the rails as well, just a tiny little bit. In my experience, a little goes a long way when it comes to lubricating a 22 pistol. If you over lubricate it, you're in for all kinds of problems. So what we're going to do now is that same disassembly lever, rotate it forward, take your slide, insert it over the recoil spring, pull it all the way back and forward, and function check, and we're back in business. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is just really just one of my favorite 22 pistols. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.